What type of natural disaster is responsible for over $1.3 trillion in damages, averaging out to about $22.8 billion per event? Well, as of August 2023, tropical cyclones are responsible for the most amount of damage out of $363 billion weather disasters since 1980. Every year, the United States experiences tropical storms, ranging from depressions to cyclones, through the months of June through November. Hurricanes are just stronger versions of tropical storms, and they form under certain atmospheric conditions. I've spent a great deal of time researching hurricanes and the conditions under which they form to create a deeper understanding of the topic. Now, you may not live in a coastal area where they occur, but you might have a relative who does or would like to vacation or move to one of these areas. It'll be beneficial to understand these storms, how they form, and to be aware of them in the future. So today we will learn the definition, the location, the conditions necessary, and the categorization of these storms. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, hurricanes are low-pressure rotating systems that consist of organized thunderstorms, strong winds, and no fronts that separate different air masses. They go by many different names. In the United States, we commonly refer to them as hurricanes. Over in the Pacific Ocean by East Asia, they're called typhoons. And in the Indian Ocean and waters surrounding Australia, they're referred to as cyclones. Tropical cyclones are responsible for the most amount of deaths, 6,890 since 1980, and that goes along with the enormous amount of damage that they cause. Most of these deaths are as a result of storm surge and inland flooding. Now, the strong wind speeds from these storms cause tornadoes, rip currents, and rough surf in general, which causes damage inland and at sea. All these storms form in subtropical or tropical waters of the North Atlantic, the North Pacific, the Caribbean Sea, the Gulf of Mexico, the Indian Ocean, the waters surrounding Australia, so many different places around the world. Most of these storms form off of pre-existing waves in these subtropical and tropical waters of around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. They form in low-pressure, moisture-rich environments near the equator. Now, when warm air masses and cold air masses meet, it creates instability, lowering the pressure in the environment and creating conditions for these storms to form. When warm air rises, it condenses and then creates clouds and thunderstorms which feed into these. The rotation of the Earth, coupled with increasing wind speeds, creates the rotational motion that we know hurricanes to be. Now, these storms are categorized into several categories. You have tropical depressions, tropical storms, and tropical cyclones, which are then further categorized by the Saffir-Simpson scale. Wind speeds of less than 39 miles per hour are classified as tropical depressions. 39 miles an hour to 73 miles per hour is a tropical storm, and anything above 74 is a tropical cyclone. Now, each tropical cyclone has wind speeds of over 74 miles per hour, and they're categorized by the Saffir-Simpson scale, which has a 1 to 5 rating. Each tropical cyclone is named by the World Meteorological Organization. A Category 1 hurricane has sustained wind speeds of 74 to 95 miles per hour. A Category 2 is 96 to 110. A Category 3 is 111 to 129. A Category 4 is 130 to 156, and anything above or 157 and above is a Category 5 hurricane. According to Fox Weather, the strongest wind speeds ever recorded was Hurricane Allen, which hit in 1980, and it had sustained wind speeds of around 190 miles per hour. In conclusion, we experience tropical storms every year, ranging from cyclones to, depressions to cyclones, and all of them cause damage from strong wind speeds, storm surge, and inland flooding. We've learned the definition, the location, the conditions necessary, and the categorization of these storms. Now, with this knowledge of tropical cyclones and the effects of these storms, do you think it's wise to continue to develop coastal cities which are prone to these storms and the flooding?